So recently, the Game Awards just wrapped up. We now know who all the winners are. Astrobot won Game of the Year, which is good because had Final Fantasy or Black Myth Wukong or Elden Ring won, I probably would quit gaming, honestly. That would be the end of the channel. That would be the end of my interest in doing any coverage, any kind of coverage on gaming news or anything gaming related. That would have been the big send-off for me personally. But fortunately, that did not happen. Astrobot won, and a number of the other categories I was correct on, such as, best fighting game. Tekken 8 won that, unsurprisingly. There's some categories that, where my prediction didn't hit as accurate as I thought it would, such as best performance, which went to the chick who played Senua in Hellblade 2 instead of Luke Roberts' performance in the Silent Hill 2 remake, or that chick who plays Aerith in the Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I got some predictions right, I got some predictions wrong, yada yada. But let's talk about the actual announcements. Overall, very underwhelming, and can't say I have much interest in really anything that was announced, maybe with two exceptions. Let's go through and scroll down and see. A sequel to Okami was announced. I have never played Okami. What about you, Mike? Have you ever played Okami before?
No, I've never played it either.
Heard a lot of good things about it. Seems to be one of those classic 6th gen era games, but never got around to playing it. And to be honest, I don't really have any interest to play it. So for the people that enjoyed the first game, hopefully you get more of what you liked with the second game, with the sequel. The Witcher 4 finally got a debut trailer. For anyone who follows gaming news, we already knew that this game was in development. The trailer confirmed that Ciri is going to be the main character, which is unsurprising given the way that The Witcher 3 ended. The final cutscene for The Witcher 3 hinted at the fact that if they were to make a fourth game, that Ciri would be the protagonist for, the fourth entry. And that's the exact direction that CD Projekt Red is going. The Witcher 4 entered full production a few weeks ago. They're full steam ahead to getting this out. There was no release date or release window for this, so I wouldn't expect this game until probably 2027 at the earliest. Definitely will not be coming. Huh?
Ways to go.
Yeah, it's not coming out anytime soon. We have more Elden Ring garbage from Software, who is now milking the IP after the monumental success that Elden Ring has had. This is a standalone co-op spin-off game that's coming out next year. From what I understand, you can team up with up to 2 other people for a full team of 3. I mean, that's good for the people that care, and there's a lot of people that care, but there's just some of us that don't give a shit at all, and I seem to fall into the latter category. Yeah, I did not play the Elden Ring DLC, and I damn sure won't be playing this new spinoff. Will not happen, cannot happen, whatever. So, we have something new called Project Robot from the guy who developed Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. I am not a fan of Shadow of the Colossus, and I've never played Ico, so this doesn't really mean anything to me. What about you, Mike?
I never played them either, but from what I've seen, like you, I had no interest in playing them.
They had a new trailer for Mafia: The Old Country. I am not really a Mafia fan. I've never played any of the Mafia games. I'd be interested in trying, one or 2 of them, but it's not really a franchise that's for me. Mike, didn't you play one of the Mafia games?
I played Mafia 2 and 3. Mafia 2 was okay. I thought it was a pretty decent, fun game. 3, I like the gameplay a bit, even though it's really, really repetitive. But the open world just wasn't really working out for me, and I just hated how the whole mission structure. So, but I am curious with this one though, since it's less of that.
Mafia 3, from my understanding, was like a critical bomb, to put it lightly. And it was it
Yeah,
was
it was.
it was directed by the same guy, Hayden Blackman, who directed Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, another egregious piece of shit that I fucking despise with every fiber of my being. Perhaps I'll make a video on Star Wars: The Force Unleashed at some point in the future. As long as Hayden Blackman's not involved, maybe I'll look into the new Mafia game. We have some. I don't even know what this is. I guess it's a game, a narrative and dialogue driven game called Dispatch that includes a bunch of Hollywood people: Aaron Paul, Laura Bailey, Jeffrey Wright, Alana Pierce. Like, seriously? Yeah, that's a
It's a
pass.
skip for me.
Yeah, that's a hard pass right there. The developer of 2021 Game Awards Game of the Year winner It Takes Two, developer Hazelight Studios, has a new game called Split Fiction, which is a new co-op adventure game. That, again, that's good for the people that give a shit. For me, I don't really have any interest. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's not my type of game either.
Yeah. Anything co-op related, I'm good. Capcom is finally bringing back Oni Musha. The last Oni Musha game was released, what, 2 decades ago? Somewhere around there. And it's coming in 2026. While this is an interesting announcement, there was no gameplay. All we got was a CGI trailer, a release window that isn't 2025. So I want to be optimistic, but it's hard to really give a shit when it's 2 years away and I don't know what the gameplay looks like. Capcom, they really only have three major franchises. You have Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, and Devil May Cry. You already know what you're getting with those. If it's anything else, it can go, either way. We'll see. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic, but until we see gameplay, I don't really have much to say on that. What about you, Mike, on the announcement of a new Oni Musha?
I'm not too familiar with Oni Musha, so I have to wait and see what it looks like.
Yeah, I think the last one came out on the PS2.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, in other words, a while ago. We have a trailer for The Outer Worlds 2. I only played a little bit of the first one. I liked what I played, but it really was just Fallout in space. I guess I kind of lost interest rather quick. I don't know if this new one is going to carve a more independent path and kind of branch off with its own identity away from Fallout, or if it's just going to be more of the same. Kind of hard to tell in a 2-minute trailer, which way it's going to go.
Right.
I'll keep my eye out on it, but again, I'm not. It's not something I'm really like super excited to play, or anything like that. And you said you didn't play the first game, right?
Yeah, I didn't play it, but from what I saw, I wasn't really interested in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just another IP that we've already played, just with a different coat of paint. I would like something a bit more original, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Last of Us Part 2 is finally coming to PC. I think the reason this was delayed is so it can coincide with the release of The Last of Us Season 2, the live action The Last of Us TV show, which is going to basically be an adaptation of sorts of the second game. So I think that's why they pushed it back. Otherwise, they would have released it earlier this year in 2024. After Sony brings this game to PC, they don't really have anything else from the PS4, any other major game from the PS4 era onward that they haven't ported to PC, which is a big feat because just a few years ago, it was unheard of having a PlayStation exclusive game on PC, but now pretty much all of them are on PC. So
Yeah.
it's a different era now. It's a different day and age. Scrolling down, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming to PC next month in January on the 23rd, and this is coming less than a year after its release on console. As we all know, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth basically flopped, and it cost Square Enix quite a bit of money in their stock, which did suffer. And their whole belief is that the game flopped on console because it was released as an exclusive to PS5, and of course we already knew that was bullshit. And the PC release of Final Fantasy 16 backed that up, because Final Fantasy 16 bombed on PC. I suspect that Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth might do a little bit better than Final Fantasy 16, but it's not going to do that much better than Final Fantasy 16 when it finally comes to PC. But we'll see what happens. That first week of sales is going to be really telling, and I'll be paying attention to how the game performs sales-wise when it finally does come to Steam. And I might get the game on PC finally when it comes out, because I decided to skip Final Fantasy VII Rebirth back in February. Right now, I could go to the store tomorrow or any day now and pick it up if I wanted to for like $40, but I don't want to. So, Final Fantasy 16's Clive is joining Tekken 8. You and I were talking about this earlier. I don't know why the Tekken team keeps doing these strange collaborations with Square Enix, especially given the fact that the games that they're doing crossovers with weren't huge successes, in the first place. The Final Fantasy audience isn't really that big of an audience in the grand scheme of things. I don't know why they keep doing this. It doesn't make any sense. They did it with Final Fantasy 15, which made sense, but Final Fantasy 16, really? And it's like, if you're going to add a Final Fantasy character, why not add a character that everyone's been, asking for? Like Tifa, for example. No one asked for Clive to be added to Tekken 8. Nobody. And I was taking a look at the trailer, and it's some cheesy shit. I'm not gonna fucking lie. They even have music from the game and shit. I'm like, dude, like, who asked for this? Why don't you actually put like Tekken characters in the Tekken game instead of doing all these fucking guests and shit? Anyway, good luck with that, I guess. We have Borderlands 4 gameplay. I was skimming through the trailer. I'm just gonna be blunt. I don't give a shit about Borderlands 4. I'm not a Borderlands fan. I don't really like the art style. In fact, I recall trying to play the first game, and the art style, that shit gave me a headache.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not a franchise that's for me. Let's just keep it at that.
Yeah, I hate the looter shooter too.
Yeah. That aspect of it turned me off. I'm glad you actually brought that up just now, because those games are like loot heavy. Yeah, it's just not for me. Not my thing. So, for the people that care, I hope you get out of it what you're looking for. Sega is trying to bring back Virtua Fighter. There's a new game reveal. Virtua Fighter, trying to bring that back is kind of strange because it wasn't that big to begin with. And the last game came out back on, the PS3, Virtua Fighter 5. And that was back in 2006. Virtua Fighter is not a Tekken, it's not a Street Fighter, it's not a Mortal Kombat in terms of like global appeal. Hopefully, with this new version, they offer something different that those other franchises that I just mentioned don't already offer. But the game is still a ways out, so this can go either way. Any thoughts on Virtua Fighter, Mike?
I think it just may be a waste of resources, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't have much to say on that. The Yakuza Like a Dragon studio, RGG studio, announces yet another game. It seems like they're announcing at least one game every week. Those people must not get like any time off at all. No PTO, nothing. They just live in their office and they just make video games 24/7. It sounds like hell, in all honesty. But this new game is an action game that's set in 1915 Japan, from what I understand. The trailer for it looked interesting. I like the art style and everything, but I'm unsure. Yeah, so that's the trailer. That's what they showed. Any thoughts on that?
I do like the setting,
Hmm.
but I don't know because I'm real unsure about Yakuza games. I mean, I watched a bit of gameplay. To me, I just remember I forgot which Yakuza game it was exactly.
Hmm.
But it was kind of like the enemies were just like just spam pop up every time,
Hmm.
to the point it was annoying. It doesn't look any different to me with that. Although I do really like the setting and how story rich it is, but I don't know. I wasn't too. I didn't like the gameplay that much from what I was seeing in the Yakuza games, and I feel like this might be a bit similar, but I don't know.
I'm not sure if I'm not sure if this is a Yakuza game. I think this is a new IP from the looks of it. Although it looks like it's going to take some cues from the Yakuza game since it's from the same studio and everything. Like some of the tone and everything that was in this trailer was similar. But I understand what you're saying, like how the enemies are basically like trash mobs, and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I get that. I don't really have much of an issue with that as I do the pacing of those games. Like the pacing is
Mhm.
just problematic to me. The newer Yakuza games, I'm not sure because I haven't really thoroughly gone through like the newer entries, but the older games, the pacing is like really slow. But yeah, it looks okay. I didn't have really any major issues with that. Turok is coming back as a co-op dinosaur third-person action game. Turok originally is a first-person game. It's a FPS game. This new one is taking a different direction and is being developed by Saber Interactive, who I believe just got off of development for the Knights of the Old Republic remake. I know they had a hand in the remake for that. Yeah, so for that like 5 seconds of gameplay, what'd you think, Mike?
I ain't gonna lie, look kind of generic to me.
There is some generic tendencies to this, but as a co-op game, I don't know. I
I'm never too big on co-op.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see with that. We have the new Ninja Gaiden game, and
Oh god, just looking at that picture,
I,
picture art.
I told you that shit looks old as fuck. Ninja Gaiden Rage Bound.
Oh, what were they thinking?
First they were showing all this animated shit, and I was like, what is this,
Uh,
like one of those fucking narrative games or something like that, where
uh-huh.
you just click shit, one of those old style PC games, and then they showed actual gameplay, and then I was like, oh.
Oh god, they went too far back in time.
This shit looks like it came out on the Sega Genesis, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like this is a 2025 game, or whenever the fuck this shit is due for
Yeah,
release.
yeah, I would not touch this at all.
If you think about it, it's actually really insulting that they would do something like this because there hasn't been a Ninja Gaiden game, a proper Ninja Gaiden game in years. I think the last one was what, Ninja Gaiden 3,
Yeah.
and then ever since then, Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja, they've been Souls clones with the Neo games and whatever the fuck that one shit was that I covered last year, whose name I already forgot because it was so forgettable. And then earlier this year, they had Rise of the Ronin, which was just an open world Souls clone. People have been asking for a new Ninja Gaiden, and this is what you give them? Like,
It's
really?
like they just wanted to disappoint the fans.
I'm not even surprised. Yeah, we have some trash, more trash. The developer of Sifu is developing an online multiplayer soccer game, so kudos. to them. I don't know
Yeah,
who
the
asked.
art style's even in sequel too.
Yeah, I don't know who asked for that, but okay. I don't know who asked for that. That's all the major stuff that was announced, but there's one more game that we need to talk about. That game is Naughty Dog's new game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. So let's take a look at that trailer. Notice how generic the music is. They're not even trying.
Standard retro sci-fi shit.
It's like they went online and typed in generic sci-fi synth drum. They pulled some audio files, like they paid for a subscription, pulled some audio files, and then inserted them into this trailer. That's I'm gonna go back on that ship. Porsche, really?
Are they? Oh my goodness! I didn't even notice that.
It's like blatant product placement. Is Dunkin' Donuts gonna show up in this trailer somewhere? Or maybe Mountain Dew? Do they got a Mountain Dew spaceship somewhere? This
Right. We got a. Is this a main character? A lesbian? Like this lesbian looking kind of dykish character?
Well,
What the?
it would appear so. And I have some comments on this, but I'll save it for the end.
These are facts. You worry too much.
So
Oh my god.
she's holding a gun, so we know there's going to be gunplay of some sort as far as the combat system goes. So that's a hint because there's no gameplay in this. It's all CGI.
Much. You know what I worry just the way now.
So she have a little sippy cup as if like she just pulled out of the drive-through at Burger King.
Oh gosh.
Oh, get this.
He's not worth it.
Why did they put this motherfucker in this game, dude?
Yeah, they added his Indian ass.
Why they put his ass in this game, dude?
No way. No way. Why the fuck would they add him? Why would they add his Indian name? Bro, that is hilarious.
Naughty Dog has fallen so far, man. I'm gonna save it to the end. I'm gonna save it for the end.
Is that Adidas now?
More product placement.
Oh man.
Wow.
They should be ashamed.
It's
They
just
should be ashamed.
it's just bad. Like it's just bad.
They should be ashamed.
It's just bad. Oh.
There was nothing new or different about this. This was terrible.
This was bad, man. This was shit. Naughty Dog, like, this is what they've been working on for the past 4 years, if not longer. I have a question for you. Let me ask you it this way: what race is this character to you when you look at this character?
African American.
Well, it's kind of hard to say, right? Because some people think this character looks Asian.
Oh yeah, I bet she does. Yeah.
Well, there's a reason for that. Yeah, let me pull it up. So this is the actress that they have to play that they got to play this character.
God, she was familiar.
Now, personally, I'm not a fan of her chosen style. She's not an ugly, chick. She's a very attractive girl, but yet they found a way to make her as unattractive and unappealing as possible.
Yeah.
In this game, I don't really get that. There's like a huge disconnect between the actual person and this character.
Yep, bone, muscles, tatted up.
I mean, the tattoos really don't even bother me. I mean, they could have given the character some hair, dude. Like, tried to make her a bit more feminine looking.
Yeah. Oh, she's mixed with Korean. Okay.
Yeah. I think her dad is African American. Yeah. Her dad is African American. Her mother is Korean. But either way, yeah. I really don't get this design right here. It's terrible. There's nothing that sticks out about this character other than the fucking Adidas shoes. Just horrible character design, dude. Just terrible. And even this enemy right here doesn't look that great. This shit looks cartoonish. This weapons. That looks like some shit from Doom Eternal with the sword. Like nothing.
Yeah, I was thinking it looked familiar.
Yeah, nothing about this looks original at all. Even the name of it, Intergalactic. I mean, what is this? Is this a Beastie Boys commercial?
Yeah, her outfit too. it's really nothing new.
Yeah, she looks like a modern Star Wars character.
Yeah.
They put all these scars in her head and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And it would be different if she was like a military character or whatever. Like she works for like some kind of federation or something. Like she's a soldier. But I don't get that from her attire because she has this big ass red jacket, and I don't know. She looks almost like a fixer type of character.
Sounds like they ripped off the jacket from Cyberpunk a little bit.
I mean, that's another thing too. The tone of it is all over the place. Some of it is Cyberpunk, some of it is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I mean some of it is like Back to the Future with the 80s like retro, thing going on. So I'm like, I don't really like as a sci-fi nut. This is something that should appeal to me, but it doesn't. Some people were saying this looks like a sequel to Concord or something. And it's kind of hard to argue with. It's kind of hard to argue, man. Is this game on her Jordan A. Munn? So I guess that's the name of this character, Jordan.
Oh my gosh. I'm dying. Oh no.
Set thousands of years in the future, it follows bounty hunter Jordan A. Munn, who is stranded on a remote planet. This character's a bounty hunter? Wearing that jacket? That looks like some shit she got from the kids section at Walmart. I'm like, dude. Development began in 2020, so they've been developing this game for the past 4 years. This is what they've been working on. Led by creative director and writer Neil Druckmann. This dude has to go, man. I'm sorry. You gots to go. Please retire, dude. Please go away. Please go away, dude. You already ruined. They ruined the last franchise that they had with The Last of Us Part 2. Now you wanna. This is a completely new IP. No one knows anything about this game, really. And yet, you know, the reactions to this have been scathing. I don't see this doing too well, man. People don't like this type of fucking this character design, dude. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, as soon as I saw her, I immediately hated it.
I don't care if you make your main character a woman, a female, but you could at least make them look like a female. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could at least do that. And it's like it's nothing against this actress. Again, I don't have anything against this actress. Look, I want, you know, my female characters in these video games, I want them to actually look female. I want them to actually look feminine.
Yeah, Ubisoft did that right, at least with Outlaws, with, what was her name? K-Vess.
K-Vess, yeah, in Star Wars Outlaws. Again, I don't have any issues with the actress. Because when you look at the real person, yeah, she's an attractive girl, but this bullshit is unacceptable. And this seems to be a thing with Neil Druckmann. I don't know what it is with him, but this dude is like he's hard left. And I recall reading something about like how he he was thinking about retirement, and because he wanted to spend more time with his teenage daughter. And I'm like, I was thinking about that. It's like it makes sense. So it seems like he's making these games for his teenage daughter instead of the masses. And it's like you can't do that. You know, Naughty Dog is a one of the most well-known studios in the entire industry. You know, you can't just do whatever the fuck you want and expect people to just go along with it, you know? And
Yeah,
and I guarantee the gaming journalists are gonna eat this shit up. You know,
for sure, no doubt.
yeah, they're gonna give it. It's a Naughty Dog game. It's a PlayStation Studios backed game. It's a Naughty Dog game. They're gonna give this shit fucking 9s and 10s and shit across the board, and everyone else is just gonna fucking hate it, unless you're, you know, a hardcore fanboy or shill of Naughty Dog. But yeah, I'm not feeling it, man. Not feeling it at all.
It looks terrible to me.
Oh boy. Well, those were the Game Awards announcements, and they do this every year. They'll announce games, and we don't hear from them for a number of years. Have no idea how, you know, where some of these projects are at. In all honesty, I think the best thing that was announced was probably The Witcher 4. Unless they improve the combat system for the upcoming game, I won't be playing The Witcher 4. I can guarantee you, if they keep that shit combat system that they had in the last one, it's gonna be an easy skip for me. Yeah, man, there was really nothing here. But yeah, the new Oni Musha game, that might be good. We didn't get any fucking gameplay from that trailer, so whatever. And everything else is just like, who cares really, you know? You know what happened to the Wonder Woman game that was announced at the Game Awards like 3 years ago, and we haven't seen shit of that game since? What happened to that? Like, I'm more interested in some of these like superhero games that are on the slate, like EA's Iron Man game and the Black Panther game. We haven't seen no gameplay for that stuff.
It's sad at how long it's taken for them to put these games out and actually show actual gameplay.
Yeah, and then some of them, like these developers, are taking years, and you come up with this. I'm baffled. Anyway, any last thoughts on the Game Awards announcements, Mike?
Yeah, I thought this was terrible. I thought this whole lineup was it's just laughable how bad it is. Like there was nothing that really grabbed me at all. And I have to agree with you that Witcher 4 was probably the best announcement, but even then, I don't even like Witcher. I hate the gameplay as well. Like you, I fucking hate the combat system. That I quit it. Like I think real early into the game. Like there's nothing really grabbing me here.
And that's the thing about CD Projekt Red. Their strength is storytelling and
Hmm.
and writing. Their weakness is gameplay, which is funny because they're a video game developer, so they're supposed to be good at both, right? But
Yeah,
primarily they're supposed to be good at gameplay, and they kind of suck at gameplay. So that's the thing about the Witcher 4. Hopefully they'll improve and make a combat system that's actually like competent, but I don't have any faith that they're going to do that. Again, we'll see. I'm not writing off The Witcher 4 until I see gameplay for it, because I'll know within the first few seconds whether or not it's bullshit. I can, I'll be able to take a look at the gameplay, and within seconds I'll be able to say, yeah, this is garbage, or okay, this might, turn out to be something. But yeah, man, very, very weak this year.
agreed.
Very, very weak across the board. That Final Fantasy Tekken 8 trailer alone was just embarrassing. Just embarrassing. But anyway, yeah, more bullshit from the gaming industry. What else is new?